What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an EP review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new EP from the band Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy, entitled 812. This is self-released. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Evansville, Indiana, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very heavy, slam-orientated style of brutal death metal, with just a hint of parody and humor affiliated with it. This is a side project formed by the drummer of the band Visceral Throne. Now, if you don't know who Visceral Throne are, they are a really, really awesome brutal death metal band that put out one of the best 2012 brutal death metal releases with the album Omnipotent Asperity. There was just a lot of great depth, intelligence, and heaviness within the music and the lyrical content. Just some really, really heavy, heavy music. And it's been a while since we've heard music from that particular band, although I believe there is an EP of sorts in the works coming from them, so I'll be looking forward to that. But now we move on to this little project of his. Pretty much, he does most of the musical instrumentation, drum work, bass work, guitar work, and he brought somebody in to do the vocals. Basically, there's a unique kind of concept behind this project. Of course, the name is sort of a play on words of a lot of names and instances that a lot of brutal death metal bands like to use. Quote-unquote, words such as ectomy, guttural, cephalo. Those kind of words pretty much merged together to create this very, very silly band name. And of course, the concept also applies to the overall theme. Not so much the music, but the stuff that surrounds it and highlights it. Pretty much the look, the feel of it, the heavy emphasis of slam-orientated breakdowns, the usage of snapback hats, gold chains, sweatpants. Pretty much, it's a parody of the so-called slam lifestyle. It isn't meant in any ways to be disrespectful, it's just done to be silly and fun. And now here we are with this debut EP, 8.1.2, which of course is a play on the Devourment album 1.38 or 1.3 or whatever the hell it's called. And of course the album cover art, very, very controversial, and it is, once again, a play on Devourment's Molesting the Decapitated. Shout out to Gruesome Graphics for delivering the sick artwork. But anyways, let's get on to the music itself. It's only 4 tracks, but it clocks in at around 8 minutes in length. Preferably 8 minutes and 23 seconds in length. Originally, it was going to be 8 minutes and 12 seconds long, but I guess a couple of songs went over the mark, I guess. But as much as there is a sense of humor and a lot of laughter to come from the concept, what isn't funny to me is the music. There is some serious potential going on here with the music itself. Pretty much, it's so heavy. It's pretty much an example of how brutal death metal can be done right and done properly and tastefully. And there is just a lion's share of potential to be had here. I mean, starting off with the opening track, you think I'm going to be the scapegoat for the whole damn machine, which of course is a play on The Wire. You get that opening sample, and then you get some very, very heavy, brutal riff work going on here. It's like that throughout the 4 short tracks that are on here, but the guitar work on here is incredibly devastating. It fits just right. Just the heaviness, the tone of the riffs, it just feels perfect, and I'm loving every instance of the way the riff is utilized here. Preferably when it gets to the more slow, slammy breakdown sort of parts. I think those riffs work very, very well, and that is something that can cause a lot of craziness in the mosh pit. These are the kind of riffs that are definitely designed to make somebody go crazy in the mosh pit, and I think it's amazing the amount of detail being done with the guitar riffs here. Bass tone, The bass tone is very, very heavy and gravelly. I love the way that the bass tone is throughout this album. You can definitely hear it on the first track, and then onto tracks like Let Me See Some Hammers and Entrails Slam from a Virgin's Cunt. Crazy funny song titles, and the second track, Slamsonite, I was way off. Of course, a reference to the Dumb and Dumber movie. If I'm not mistaken, the song Let Me See Some Hammers is sort of has a tie-in to another band that does the brutal death metal style, right? Name's not really coming to mind at the moment, but and then of course Entrails, of course, being a play on words of the Cannibal Corpse track. I think it's really, really entertaining. Drums. Andrew proves why he is such an incredible drummer. If you're familiar with his drum style, expect a lot of different variations, speeds, and blasts. It's incredible. The usage of heavy blast beats, double bass, great fills, awesome snare tone. The snare is very loud and a very, very dominant factor of this EP. I love the way the snare is utilized here, and it just sounds absolutely bone-crushing. I love the way this snare tone sounds, but the overall drum performance is extremely, extremely entertaining, and I love that. And moving on to the vocal aspects of this album. Pretty much the vocals are a lot of the variation vocal styles you would expect to hear from a brutal death metal release. Very guttural, very undecipherable, and from what I understand, it's basically just improvised gibberish, if I'm not mistaken. There is no real emphasis played on lyrics. It's just a lot of guttural noise being done here, but this guy makes it sound so entertaining, from the low gutturals to almost high gutturals. It almost feels as if in some instances he's putting his finger to his lips and doing the kind of thing, and that's it's hilarious. I love that vocal aspect. And there's a lot of more vocal variations on the track Entrails Slam from a Virgin's Cunt. It's just so hilarious, and I love that. I mean, kind of hard to keep a straight face when you hear vocals like that, but still, I think this vocalist gets the job done here and delivers some amazing vocal performance. Overall, if you're a fan of brutal death metal, if you happen to have a sense of humor, this is an EP definitely worth owning. It is way too short, but I honestly expect a lot of potential to come from this project in the foreseeable future. I really, really had a great time listening to it. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Bandcamp page for this band, where you can stream this EP in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. The CD is sold out through the band. You can buy it directly through distros like Severed or Comatose, and they will be playing this year at Las Vegas Death Fest. Both Visceral Throne and Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy will be playing, so check them out live, and I will link you to their store so you can buy some merch. So again, the EP is 812 by Engutturalment Cephaloslamectomy. This is released on self-released by the band, and I'm going to give this an 812 out of 10. That's as far as I can really say. So support this band. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for on my channel. Until next time, Armijo out.